Continuous voter registration is still on. Use the opportunity to register to vote. On the news this evening, Rivers Pension Board office affected as fire guards building in Rivers Secretariat. Civil Servants Union Chair accuses permanent secretaries of undermining Governor Fubara. Court urged to stop Jonathan from contesting 2027 presidential election. Wazobia Info Kids FM celebrates Customer Service Week. On the foreign scene, Palestinian group Hamas arrives for indirect talks with Israel. I'm Sam Chinedu, and the news continues after the break. Has raised a part of the podium block at the River State Secretariat. The fire also affected the section that houses the River State Pension Board. Pictures seen online show thick smoke coming out from the building. The permanent secretary of the Ministry of Information, Dr. Uwadiunor Siriwo, confirmed the incident to correspondent Emeka Otoka. Dr. Siriwo said firefighters from both the state and federal fire services are currently at the scene, working hard to put out the flames. He, however, said it is not yet clear if there are any casualties. The incident took place this evening.
It's at the podium block of the state secretariat. To the white car is where the fires started from. But we are fortunate to have the state fire service and federal fire service trying to see if they can arrest the school. All hands are on deck now to see that.
Service with the chairman of the chapter, Chukwuma Osuma, permanent secretaries of actions that undermine Governor Siminalayi Fubara during the period of emergency rule. Speaking on Nigeria Info FM's Morning Crossfire, Osuma alleged that certain permanent secretaries compromised their integrity and professionalism in pursuit of personal interests. He condemned their misconduct while expressing support for any disciplinary measure the governor may choose to implement.
Instead of protecting the civil service, most of them sought their right. When you are given an appointment as a pastor, that should stand by their rights. But rather, most of them wanted to use the opportunity to cash out. That is what exactly what most of them did. They later asked for the extension of the emergency rule in the state, which is quite condemnable.
Mr. Suma warned that civil servants found culpable could face suspension or even lose their positions.
The governor is fully in charge. If he looks at your offense and it is removal as a PAMSEC, he will do it. If you look at it, it amounts to suspension. Permanent secretary will be suspended or stripped off of his appointment as a permanent secretary. Was any punishment deemed necessary that the governor would take against those people who feel that betrayed the administration? I think we are fully in support of that.
But not everyone agrees with the call for sanctions. Some residents of River State have opposed Governor Fubara's reported plans to punish permanent secretaries over actions taken during the 6-month emergency rule. They believe the suspension period has also served as a lesson and that those involved should be given the opportunity to learn and move forward. The residents also urged the governor to appoint capable and loyal individuals who are committed to serving the people of River State.
The permanent secretary, if he's not loyal to Fubara, Fubara should remove him and put somebody that is loyal. Because if you are a governor, everybody must put somebody that will work with you.
Decide not to make problem again and come back together.
And still on matters in River State, reactions have also trailed the recent peace efforts between Governor Fubara and FCT Minister. Some residents of River State have responded to the absence of Governor Siminalayi Fubara's supporters at the recent meeting with the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike. In an interview with correspondent Mercy Additional, the residents say there is no cause for alarm. They emphasize the importance of doing the right thing, noting that leadership is a team effort. They say cooperation between all parties is essential for the progress and development of River State.
We can't abolish in talk. There is no cause of alarm for their meeting. We just pray let the meeting be peaceful.
They are on their own. They are fighting for their own pockets. Understand? They even say things is hard now. Very, very hard. They are fighting for their own pocket. If they want peace to reign, they should pay everybody.
Not change anybody. Everybody should go back to their seat and do the right thing. Work together. Because teamwork is what they need right now. It's not all these things anymore.
And still on this, a public affairs analyst in Port Harcourt, Ijoma Obi, has praised the meeting but said the peace process is not complete yet. Speaking in an interview with correspondent Uwadiunor, Ms. Obi asked the three lawmakers who supported the governor before the peace talks should be also part of the River State House of Assembly.
These House of Assembly members whom have stood with the governor during the feud, since they are beginning to talk about the peace process, they should be able to consider the fact that these House of Assembly members should join their colleagues in sitting. Let's not forget that the Supreme Court, when giving the judgment, ordered that the Assembly members should return back to status quo. The peace process should be inclusive of the interests of these Assembly members.
Ms. Obi also said the governor and the FCT minister should quickly hold another meeting that will include elders who stood by the governor during the political crisis and loyal supporters of both leaders.
Some of the elders that supported the governance, they were not resolved from the pictures. They were not part of the meeting. For this peace to be realistic, they need to extend the hands of fellowship, unity to these elders from the other side. They should have a one-house inclusive discussion to ensure that there is no hitches between them. That is the only way they can convince their followers that truly the peace has been achieved.
Meanwhile, the coordinator of the Rivers Peace Initiative, Obinna Egbogidi, said people should not rush to judge the meeting held over the weekend. He explained that the process will later include everyone involved.
The Rivers Peace Initiative has commended the renewed wave of dialogue among key political and community leaders in Rivers State as a positive step toward rebuilding trust, restoring understanding, and consolidating the fragile peace our people have long desired. We understand the concerns expressed in some quarters about the inclusivity of ongoing engagements. However, peace building is often a process that begins in phases.
Ms. Egbogidi also warned that politicians should not turn the peace process into a political game.
We appeal to all stakeholders, supporters, political actors, media practitioners, and citizens to demonstrate restraint, patience, and goodwill. The path to lasting peace requires understanding that dialogue is not weakness, but wisdom. Our collective responsibility now is to protect the process, not politicize it. We must remember that no one wins in a divided River State.
To national politics, a suit has been filed before a federal high court in Abuja seeking to stop former President Goodluck Jonathan from contesting the 2027 presidential election. In the suit, John Mary Jideobi, the plaintiff, is seeking an order of perpetual injunction restraining Jonathan from presenting himself to any political party in Nigeria for nomination as its candidate for the 2027 presidential poll or any future election. He also wants the court to bar the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, from accepting or publishing Jonathan's name as a candidate and to direct the Attorney General of the Federation to ensure compliance with the court's decision. We'll take a break. When we return, we talk about Uwazobia Info Kids FM celebrating Customer Service Week. Stay with us. Welcome back. The Federal Ministry of Environment has warned that Ahoda and some other communities in River State may experience flooding between October 4 and October 8. In a new note on Flood and Coastal Zone Management Department, Usman Bokani, the ministry also mentioned other places like Asaba in Delta State, Brass, Ikpediama, Odoni, and Nsukka in Enugu State, among 39 locations in 16 states that could be affected. The ministry said that heavy rainfall in recent weeks have increased the chances of flash floods, especially in low-lying areas. It explained that the warning is not to cause fear, but to help people take early action. The government advised residents to clean their gutters, monitor water channels, and move to safer places early to avoid loss of lives and property. The ministry also promised to work with NEMA and emergency teams to respond quickly if flooding happens. Meanwhile, a community leader in Ahoda East local government area, Emeni Ibe, has asked the River State government to activate the State Flood Committee led by the Deputy Governor.
There is high flow of water in our areas from Ahoda East to Ahoda West and to Onega and Abua. We are appealing to relevant government authority. I think they should activate the flood committee so that they can swing into action.
Mr. Ibe, who is the President General of the Orashi National Congress, also urged the 4 local government areas in the Orashi region, Ahoda West, Ahoda East, Ogba, Egbem, and Doni, and Abua Odual, to create awareness and prepare safe spaces for people who might be affected by the flood.
We also believe that the local government areas should, in River State, should intensify efforts to ensure that our people are taken care of. They should be proactive. They should not wait for the flood to come. The signals are very clear that the flood are coming. Enough notice have been given. Government should prepare our people, the IDP camps, to a safer ground.
Moving on, as organizations across the world mark Customer Service Week, CEO Uwadiunor Info Kids FM's Serge Nojem has reminded staff that Customer Service Week reflects the efforts of everyone who keeps the company running. Nojem applauded staff across departments while citing key milestones such as Kids FM expansion to Abuja and Port Harcourt, renewal of EPL radio rights, and the launch of the digital desk, calling it a game changer for the company's digital future.
So today is about recognizing that it really takes all of us. This week is a moment to pause and recognize these efforts, not as a ritual, but as a reality. Because our greatest strength is the people who show up, collaborate, and push us forward. Demanding environment. The pressure we faced, both external and internal, are a real test to all of us. So if there's one lesson we have to take from today, exceptional service is only possible when every team member plays its part, consistently, reliably.
In the same vein, Uwadiunor Info's General Manager, Femi Obong-Daniels, has urged staff to embrace teamwork, positivity, and excellence in every interaction. He urged employees to choose solutions over excuses, energy over eye service, and results over reason, adding that everyone from on-air talent to interns play a vital role in shaping the brand.
Every employee is valuable. Every single employee. Every interaction matters. Every customer matters, including the very annoying one. Excellence must be for everyone. The truth is, excellence is not an accident. It's an attitude. We can choose to complain or we can choose to shine. We can choose to sulk, moan, or we can choose to smile. When we say excellence, it means choosing solutions over excuses.
Outstanding and exceptional staff were also rewarded by the management. Away from the corporate world to the marketplace, some consumers have appealed for stability in the cost of food items in the market. Speaking in an interview with correspondent Rejoice Amadi, the consumers acknowledged that the recent drop in food prices have positively impacted the state's economy. Others, however, explained that while the drop has allowed them to better manage food expenses, the money saved is often redirected to cover the rising cost of other essential goods.
Before they use 500 naira, they buy 1 cup of rice. But now you see buy 2 cups of rice. In that aspect, it does help the economy of the state. It does help me to save a little, but I still they spend them for other things. Like we, when they have 4 children, you go buy their school, some kind of things pay when they put money. When they use that side, they don't go down, they balance the side when they high.
People get to spend way less than they've been spending before, and this in turn favor the economic situation of the states. So I think it's a good one, and we hope it gets better moving forward.
Let government help us so that things will be less more than this.
A quick check across markets. Major markets give insight into what shoppers are talking about. A recent survey done at the Rumokoro and Oil Mill markets reveal that the price of rice has reduced. A 50 kg bag of rice, previously between 50,000 and 80,000 naira, is now between 40,000 and 78,000 naira, depending on the brand. A paint container of rice, once sold for 5,500 naira to 7,800 naira, is now slightly priced between 4,500 and 7,000 naira. A cup of rice is priced between 250 naira and 400 naira. Beans prices have also dropped by 5,000 naira to 130,000, is now priced between 90,000 and 110,000 naira, depending on the bag. While a paint container has reduced from 5,000 naira and 6,300 naira to 4,000 and 5,500 naira, depending on variety. It will slightly increase, with a paint container price between 4,500 naira and 7,000, depending on the type. Bag of onions now sold between 20,000 and 60,000 naira. A custard bucket costs between 2,500 and 5,000 naira. Pepper prices significantly reduced, with a bag costing between 25,000 and 30,000 naira, while a custard container previously costing 10,000 naira to 16,000, now 4,000 to 5,000. Gari prices dropped as well, with a bag of Enugu and Eche Gari now selling for 30,000 naira and 60,000, depending on the price. Cost between 7,000 to 11,500. A Costa container costs 1,000 naira and 7,500, while half a crate 2,002. Still on the economy, but this time the banking sector. Banking on the phone got easier. The new app comes with facial recognition, code payments, seamless bill pay, and even live monitoring of foreign exchange rates. EcoBank's managing director Bolaji Lawal says it's all about offering real convenience, security, and flexibility. The bank's executive director of commercial and consumer banking, Kola Adeleke, not just a digital tool, but a new way to engage with customers. The app on the App Store and Google Play Store is a member of the EcoBank Group, the leading Pan-African banking operating in 33 African countries, international offices in London, Paris, and Dubai. On the international scene, Palestinian group Hamas, Egypt for indirect talks with Israel, Donald Trump's Gaza peace plan. Negotiations being held in Egypt are aimed at implementing Donald Trump's Gaza peace plan. Hamas has agreed to some, but not all conditions. It is the closest both sides have come to a deal. Earlier today, the Red Cross said it was ready to help return hostages and get aid into Gaza, where Israeli strikes reportedly killed 21 Palestinians in the last 24 hours. On the news this evening, you heard the Rivers Pension Board office was affected as a fire gutted some parts of the podium block in the State Secretariat. The Civil Servants Union chair has accused some permanent secretaries of undermining Governor Fubara during emergency rule. A lawyer has asked a federal high court to stop former President Jonathan from contesting the 2027 presidential election. Uwadiunor Info Kids FM is celebrating Customer Service Week. On the foreign scene, Palestinian group Hamas is in Egypt for indirect talks with Israel over peace deal. The news was edited by Martha Okere. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I'm Sam Chinedu. Thanks for listening.